Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back again. My name is Annie Bax, your host from Lagos, Nigeria. I say thank you to all my subscribers. I thank you for all those that are just, passing by here new today. And I hope that by the time you're done watching my video, you'll be motivated and pushed to be able to subscribe. So today, since I'm still on the journey of sharing my story, living in Lagos, Nigeria, my journey so far, how I discovered myself. So today I'll be introducing you to some books that shaped me, some books that made me build my confidence. Some books, also music did. I found solace in reading these books, and I found solace in music. I also found solace in listening to message in order to discover myself, and in order to get to the point where I was self-aware. In other way, I became confident that God has a purpose for you. So as you listen to this video, as you watch this video and you listen, find comfort in what you love. Discover yourself. It could be books. I love reading. Yours could be books. It could be music that makes sense, music that builds you up. That's why I love this music. I love Mary J. Blige. I love most of her music. Most of her music, you could say, is emotional. They are from her stories, but in her stories I also found comfort. And somewhere, like Christian songs also, like from Kirk Franklin, like Imagine This, talking about disappointment. So you could find solace in music, to get yourself back to your feet. That is what you actually need to build yourself, to remind yourself that God created you for a purpose, to remind yourself that it wasn't a mistake that God brought you to this earth. It wasn't a mistake that God planted you wherever you are. Wherever you are, God is aware of it, and He's going to keep you strong. He needs you to discover yourself, to love yourself. You might have been hurt one way or the other, and if no funny thing, the hurt that pains most is the one that comes from close friends, because the devil knows that if an outsider hurts you, it will not get to you, it will not matter. But if it is someone that is close to you, close to your heart, that hurts or disappoints you, that is the one that is going to get close to you, that you are going to feel more, that is going to have more impact. So he chooses to plant hurt and disappointments through those people. So don't see them as them being bad, but some of them we can say are agents of the enemies. But sometimes let's take away the focus from them and focus on the real enemy, which is the devil. And one of the books that got me very I got it's called Faith to Try Again. It's a very small book, and you know what, if you're someone that you're not used to reading, you can start off with small books like this. I got it like 15 years ago, and you can see it's still looking neat and intact 15 years ago. And then I got it like 500 naira, which is now like a dollar then. And Faith to Try Again built me up. When I read it, the man called Richard Roberts, by Richard Roberts, he was talking about his story, how he discovered God. So if you, in any way that you have lost contact with God, in any way that you feel that God has disappointed you, in any way that you have lost hope and you feel like giving up or committing suicide, or if in any way that you have failed, you've written exams so many times and you have failed just like me. As I said before in my previous video before this, I said that I wrote JAM and post JAM 6 times before I actually got admission into the university. That's a story for another day. I was the only one that repeated JAM, or none of my family went to wrote poly JAM. None of my family, they did their exam once, they passed it and they went, to school. I was the only one that repeated. But because my parents stood by me that no matter what, I will go to the school, even if I repeat the exam over and over again. So I wrote UME, Polyjam at different points in time, 6 times. So when I times it, that's like 12 times. Do you understand? I wrote it. So I thought I was a failure. I thought I could not amount to anything. But when I discovered this book, I started having hope again, hope to try again. Find the book. I don't know if it's, as I told you, I got it 15 years ago. Of course, it would have been to be more expensive than that by now. But no matter the little is, it is so good to invest in book. When you invest in book, you get to learn from other people's story, and you get to find courage and hope in their story. And there's this other book also, it's called The Miracle of Motivation. Is George Sheen. The Miracle of Motivation. It teaches you how to plan, how to motivate yourself. It's more about you. It's not about the other person. It's more about discovering yourself, motivating yourself. Because you know what? There was a story in the Bible about David, where they went for war, and by the time they came back, they have raided the town. They have lost all, and all his soldiers were crying. They were weeping, and they were about to stone David. So all around David, he could not find anybody to encourage him. Because he also lost. Aside that his fellow soldiers also lost, he also lost all. But who could he turn to? Because those he could turn to were also in pain. But you know what? What did the word of God say? He said he found courage in himself. He stood up and encouraged himself, spoke to himself. So it's good to speak to yourself. And before you get to that point of speaking to yourself, I encourage that find what motivates you. Find that song that to put you back in that level of having hope again. Find that book that will put you in that space of believing in yourself again. Find that phrase. It could be a phrase, it could be a quote that could make you believe that there is good in you. Because when God created you, he said you are good. So if God says you are good, no matter what anybody says, you are good, my sister. You are good, my friend. You are good, my brother. You know what? This other book that also, that lions don't need to roar. This book was, when they say a book, there's a spirit in book that, when this is like, I feel there's a spirit behind every book. I feel there's a spirit behind every song. And I feel there's a spirit behind every message. So that's why you have to be careful whatever music you listen to, whatever song you listen to, whichever person you get counsel from, or whatever message or music or book that you read. This book is like the confidence that was poured in this book entered me the day I read this book, and I was going with my chest out, with my head lifted up, and I didn't care what anybody thought. I didn't care I wasn't arrogant. I was smiling irrespective of the situation that I was going. That is when I learned to start smiling again, irrespective of the situation I found myself. It's an old book also. It's up to like 10 years ago that I got this book then, and I got like 3,000 plus. I can't remember. So, and this is like a soft copy. They will have hard copy. So you can check Lions Need to Roar. Find what attracted me to the book initially was, the title, Lions Need to Roar. But it was talking about more of confidence. And if you're in an office place, you're thinking you're targeting that management position, this is a book to read. It builds your confidence. It prepares you. Anything that has to do with etiquette, how to carry yourself, how to present yourself, how to, have that spirit of leadership, have that spirit of, charisma. When you read the book, that spirit, that zeal, that confidence that was poured in writing this book, just falls on you. It dawns on you, and within you, you realize that you can actually do anything, that you can do whatever that you say that you can do. Do you understand? Because really, it is what you say that you can do that you can do. If you say you can't do it, that means you can't do it. Do you understand? So believe in yourself. If you have not gotten to that point of believing in yourself, start drawing strength around you. Start drawing strength from that book. Start drawing strength from that person that you look up to. You look up to them from afar. You might listen to the word that they have in order to encourage yourself. You might think that the world is against you, but there is a God that is for you. And I'm here sharing my story to encourage you, sharing my story, to tell you that, there is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is a book also that says tough times don't last, but tough people do. Really, tough people do. Tough times is just for a period. It's a short period for building you up for that your role in the future. The tough times are building your muscles. The tough times are building your character. The tough time are building your person. Don't let that tough times make you bitter. Don't let that tough times make you give up on life. Don't let that tough time, make you angry. You can be angry for a season, but lift up yourself, dust yourself, encourage yourself, and keep running the race. And one day, I know this from the word of God, God is not a wicked God. Do you understand? God, and He has said it, everything, bad, good, ugly, messy, are working together for your good. How is it? I can't explain it. How will you know? I can't explain that to you. But if He has said all things work together for your good, all things, no matter what shape or size that it might come, in form that it might come, it works together for your good. One day you're going to see the light. One day you're going to see the reason to hope again. Because you know what? Everybody has gone through disappointment. Everybody has gone through failure at one level or the other. Yours might just be you went through it so that you might tell your story and encourage someone just like me. You might not be where you expected to be right now, but someday you will get there and your generation will get there. I love you with the love of God. I might not like your face, I might not know you, but I know wherever that you are watching me for, God got your back. God got your back. And God will see you through and will send help to you, because you know what? God will not come down from heaven, but He will send men as help in your situation. I love you. Keep watching my channel and please subscribe and share to that loved one that is going through pain, and share to that loved one that I might have gone through disappointment, because this video is to encourage, is to motivate, is to bring out the lion in you to roar and take your destiny in your hands and run your race and let your light shine so that men will see your good work. I love you. See you in my next video.